Lavender Hill Lofts. We're looking at a pair of English Carriers. This is one of the root stock or the blood stock of the modern day racing pigeon. I wanted to talk a little bit about them because I think that they don't reserve enough credit within our hobby and definitely within the sport altogether. This particular pair I recently purchased from pigeonauction.com. They have recently added a fancy section to help spread the word and to get fancy pigeons and to help fancy breeders sell their different particular breeds. And John Hepner, who's a master breeder of English Carriers, in fact he is probably, if not the United States, probably the world's #1 breeder of English Carriers. He received the MPA Master Award in Carriers in '91 and has gone on to become a master breeder in dragoons and helmets and other breeds. He lives in Gilroy, California. He's a great guy. To own a pair of his birds is an honor and is a privilege. Trying to get John Hepner's bloodline is very difficult. While he has a lot of English Carriers, he doesn't just sell garbage or coals. this is a brown hen in the front and a black cock in the back. You can see that they are quite tall. They're actually about 18.5 inches tall. These are a late bred 2010 pair, non-related. They're known for their stance, and they're also known for their big wattle, as you can see on the very front, especially the cockbird. They're a long bird. They carry very little weight. They're known for their stature and their tallness. Again, the hen is about 17.5 and the cock is about 18.5 right now. It takes 2 to 3 years for these pigeons to mature into their full adulthood. They're very shy, but to me and to the eye of the beholder, they're very beautiful, very statuesque type of pigeon. Carriers, for obvious reasons, are probably the first breed of pigeons that we learn about that carried messages, while the form that you see today is probably a lot different than what they historically were 2,000 and 3,000 years ago. I think the building blocks are probably pretty close to what you see today. Maybe not so much the wattle, which has probably been exaggerated through selective breeding. They are known as the king of pigeons. They are very dedicated birds and parents. They don't really need any special care, unlike a pouter or a fantail or a trumpeter. They do like dark corners to breed and raise their young. They will raise their own young, and I absolutely love them. They are my favorite show breed of pigeon, and I would recommend all racing pigeon guys, to have at least 1 or 2 pair of fancy birds that are non-sporting related, to play around with, have fun with, to remember why we got into the hobby and into the sport. And not every bird in a loft needs to have a racing purpose. Sometimes it's good to slow down and smell the flowers, because when you do that, you learn a lot about yourself as a fancier and a lot about the birds that you're taking care of and in charge of. So again, these are English Carriers. I'm very excited to have a pair from John Hepner. He's a great guy. He's the president of the NPA, National Pigeon Association, lives in Gilroy, California, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my English Carriers. Lavender Hill Loft, Washington, D.C.